I call it the consulting process because it's not really a sales cycle for you. It's the process of how do you use your time with the person you're with. First, you have to establish a connection with them. Then you've got to build that connection to exchange information and to keep the connection and eventually get to some decision. I call it get an invitation. It's that first step that says, let's quit dancing and let's actually work together and talk together. If I can't get that permission, we never get past the dance. And so you'll end up saying things that people typically say and nothing ever happens. In an ideal world, well, the term I use is an invisible handshake. What I simply mean by that, I walk up to you and I go, John, it's nice to see you. All right, for this second, I have a connection with John that nobody else in this room has because I'm physically touching him. Now then, John and I are having a discussion. We're working on whatever it is that we're working on, and all of a sudden, boom, I'm feeling like I got some resistance here. He's not comfortable with what we're doing. What I'd really like to do is to come back and take his hand again, because all of a sudden that resistance for that second drops away. Now, you can't just keep running up to somebody and shaking their hand all the time. It sort of interferes with normal functioning, right? But I can do it verbally. I can accomplish exactly the same thing anytime I want. I can verbally shake hands with whoever it is that I need to shake hands with. And what I do, at that point, I have the ultimate unfair advantage over everything that there is, because he's not thinking or paying attention to anything at all at that moment. So the idea of the invitation is the invisible handshake. And then what you do, you can use it anytime you want. You can bring it back and use it. Bring it back and use it. In an ideal situation, you would go through each of these steps. Boom, everything's happy. Patient's happy. Got a contract signed and everybody's done. You know perfectly well it doesn't work like that. There's all sorts of places that things get in the way, right? So what happens is someplace around here, you've exchanged some information they don't like. Maybe they don't like the way it looks. Maybe they don't like the price. Maybe they don't like to have to make a decision that day. All kinds of things get in the way. So what happens when something gets in the way? You and I are having a conversation. Things are going well, but uh-oh, I've said something you don't like. If I'm paying attention, I'll notice that. I'll notice that I just got a brick wall up here. So what do? Boom, I go up and I shake hands with him. And for that second, I get him back. So as you look at these skills, you think about which ones can I use very, very quickly. There's one that's very simple to use that you can instantly shake hands with somebody. And then you can decide, do I need to use the others to get back into this relationship? In most cases, you can get that invitation, permission, relationship. You can get that with somebody. And when I say a relationship, you walk into my office, or I walk into the area that we're working. You're viewing me no different than you're viewing John or you're viewing Kathy. Probably there's a handoff. Most of you somebody's worked with the patient before you get there, right? And there's kind of this handoff kind of process. Is that correct? So they've met some other people, all right? Right now, I'm total neutral. Total neutral. My job is to quit being neutral with you. I can do that in about 45 seconds. In 45 seconds, I can have more relationship with you than you had with the person that just handed you off. Then we get to work, and I can make it better. Then I screw up someplace along the line by saying something you didn't like. I can get that relationship back in about 5 seconds. So I have a chance to make up for that mistake. I don't have to keep just digging the hole deeper and deeper. I can recover. This is the process you want to think about. How fast can I get back when I need